of atmosphere here. Not a full house because of the conditions tonight. Heavy rain in Melbourne, but a very healthy crowd, a great atmosphere. Wayne Carey goes to the centre. Stephen Kernahan walks into. Here's Russell Morris for the toss.
Yes, Bruce. Very keyed up. Carey's call. He's gone tails. It's stuck in the mud. Carey's win. Kicking to the right of screen, Bruce. Very, very keen, North Melbourne, and it's also Carlton.
Why not, Russell? The winner to play Geelong next Saturday afternoon here, as a bit of bonding goes on between the two clubs. So North Melbourne kick to the right, the main scoreboard end. Carlton to the punt road end to the left of screen. 4 straight the Kangaroos going in. Carlton have won 14 in a row. What a season they've had. They won their first 7, lost to Sydney and St Kilda, won their next 14. Now the umpires for tonight's match. Andrew Coates, the 29-year-old accountant, who's done a half a dozen finals going into this. Brian Sheehan, who's done 4 grand finals. The 36-year-old. Darren Goldspink, who was made the umpire of the year earlier this week when the Australian team was announced, did the 1993 grand final when the Bombers beat the Blues. He too, like Coates, is an accountant. Now the interchange, Gerard. The Blues, looks like there's a Bond, Whitehead and Manton. Check. And for North Melbourne, Nichols, Allison and Roberts.
Well, I guess most people would have expected Roberts to start on the ground. He's been the interchange ruckman with Corey McKernan, but normally coming off the half-forward flank. So I would think that Dennis Pagan's plan would be to try and catch Carlton out by playing 4 smalls on the forward line, not the regular 3.
Silvani's got Carey, Sexton's got Longmire. Smith has got Pearce, I think.
Anderson on Dean Rice. Kernahan starting 40 metres out in front of the square.
First bounce, McKernan went early. Madden won the tap into the glue pot. It's going to be like this all night. They'll get dirty very quickly. Ratton with the football. He'll get a major role, you'd expect. Schwartz picks himself up. Umpire quick to throw it up. Brown handball, didn't go very far. Tapped away by Scholl. Play on call. Hannah first kick, well inside 50. Pearce, a chance for an opening goal. It's a hard one. Goes to the pocket. Pearce under pressure now from Anderson. Pushes it back. Mickey Martin's got to get down. The footy's going to be hard to control. The handball was a beauty to Armstrong, to Schwartz. He grubbed it along the ground. Not a bad kick in the conditions. Scott couldn't quite take it. Madden and Scott flash. David and Goliath out of play. Look at Harry pumped up.
And a victory to David.
Not for the first time through. McKernan wins the tap. Hannah's second kick doesn't go far. Did Brown get enough of it? He's got it. At centre wing.
Robert Scott right beside Brown there, so probably going with him.
Inside 50, Kernahan's got it. It's a good take, isn't it? And now, Gerard, the all-important opening kick for Kernahan.
He's not one of the classic kicks in the AFL, but if he gets the first couple away, usually he goes on with a job. Pretty good shove there from Steve Kernahan, perhaps a little bit lucky to get away with it.
From 45 metres out, it's a good one, I think. He's got it. Kernahan gets the first goal. It's his 50th goal in finals football. Carlton lead by 1 goal to 0.
And doesn't he look pretty pumped up, Steve Kernahan? In fact, Mick Martin's got a pretty good track record on Steve Kernahan. Leave that one to you to decide whether it was a free kick or not, but a great start to the skipper.
And Martin and Kernahan and Mick Martin determined not to let Sticks get on top of him. He's already got a goal on the board. Umpire throws it up in the middle and gets the contest underway. Madden got a fingernail to it. It's back in the glue. Umpire coach comes in and starts it again. Now free kick to be taken by Laidley to Schwartz. Long kick to half forward. Crocker, good to see him back. Punch away was good by Dean. It goes to Hannah. Scott got in there for the tackle. Hannah recovers. Dean crunched down by Schwartz, and he's not getting up in a hurry, Peter Dean. That's great finals football by Wayne Schwartz.
Pretty solid blow there from Wayne Schwartz, and this one really could unbalance Carlton a little bit. Nothing untowards about that one. Message was pretty clear. And the trainers are saying that Peter Dean is obviously in loads of trouble.
Well, we saw a bump last week go a long way towards deciding a final when Gary O'Donnell was taken out. And if Carlton lose Peter Dean in the first couple of minutes, this could go a long way to help him to decide this one. Stretcher on for Dean. A real hospital hand pass he got. And Schwass lined him up and took him out.
Well, the ball was right there, as we all saw, so nothing illegal about that one. And you are going to wear one occasionally in a final, and this time it was Peter Dean's turn. But what an opportunity for Glenn Manton, who has come to Carlton only this year. He's played 10 games, almost all of them on the interchange bench, and he wouldn't have had an opportunity this early in the match probably ever playing for Carlton.
Dean was playing on Crocker out of a back pocket. Sexton and Silvani had the key roles on Longmire and Carey. Dean was coming out of a back pocket, so Manton will probably go back there, you would think, to fill the hole. Let's hope he's all right, Dean. He had to miss the grand final, didn't he, with injury. He's been a magnificent player. Laidley got a free kick. Look at Williams with him. Brown gave the free kick away on Laidley a moment ago, just in the crush.
And this is just a sort of start that Gary Ayres would be hoping for. It looks like we're going to be in for a pretty fierce battle. Perhaps even somebody may get reported with the tactics that are going on out there. All of that augurs well for Carlton for Geelong's campaign next week.
Yeah.
Well, there's some fiery players out there. There's a lot of pride here. Season on the line, knockout preliminary final. And both teams have got aggressive players. Schwass, one of them, and Dean. Now look at Williams and Laidley. It'll be interesting to see just how quickly Dean can recover. Manton getting ready to come back.
Very important for Greg Williams to keep his cool. It's obvious that Laidley's been sent out there trying to unnerve him, trying to get him reported. But Williams knows that this will perhaps be his last chance at taking off the premiership medallion.
Koutafidis has gone to the back, Jared on Crocker.
So the free kick is taken by Hannah of Carlton. Up towards the 50. Madden taps it on. Kernahan, a snap. Looks all right, just offline. And through for a behind.
Only a temporary move by Koutafidis. Now Manton going back to Crocker. Koutafidis coming back to the wing.
So it was a free kick paid against Schwass.
Interesting.
Well, there was a bit of jostling afterwards, so it could have been an incident after it.
Kick in North Melbourne. Clapper at the bat. Away. Throw in about 60 metres. Carlton has settled pretty well here. 1-1. North yet to score. Blues at about 60. Front spot fairly. Spalding at the back. Armstrong on the bottom. Ratton in there. Koutafidis in there. And again, it's going to be a throw up. Umpires not mucking around. They're going to try and clear it as quickly as possible. Ratton had a fair bit of the football, and we're going to see a lot of this tonight. Brown getting involved again.
Gee, they're in tight, aren't they?
Goals will be hard to get. Koutafidis probably won the tap. Scholes, quick kick to centre wing. Archer stretching. Christa's hands were good. McKay, okay. Left foot got about 30 metres on it. Koutafidis was there. Punch at the back was good by North Melbourne, out of play. About 70 metres from Carlton's goal. Craig Scholl back in favour as we take a look at Peter Dean. And we'll get a report on him pretty quickly. They'll be having a good long look at him, the Medicos.
Throw in at half forward for the Blues. Spalding has had a great season. Missed kick there by King. Comes to Scott. Not playing full back tonight. The hand pass away from Koutafidis. Tapped down by Ratton to Brown. Ball, say the crowd. Umpire says play on with it, and eventually the umpire will come in and throw it in the air. Carlton 1-1. Kernahan has the entire score. North Melbourne yet to score. Koutafidis a good jump. Palm out by Spalding. Missed Ratton. Tap back to McKay. Ratton was pushed in the back and will take a free kick 65 metres out from goal.
And you can see there that Harry is going all the way with McKernan in the centre of the ground with him presently.
Kernahan paddles the ball back to Hogg. The ball over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw-in. Matthew Hogg played every game last year, playing just his third this year.
Fraser Brown in trouble, coming off the ground. Fraser Brown. Here's a real blow at half forward. Away go North Melbourne. So Dean and Brown are both off the ground for Carlton. And Brown looked as if he was pretty badly hurt. Quick kick away by Silvani, the centre wing. Whitehead's come on for Brown. The handball was slow. McKay sits and waits. He's got a cool head. Gets it back to Ratton. Ratton out wide to Sexton. Sexton at half forward. Kicks to full forward. Martin goes to ground. Kernahan not quite. Williams normally good. Free kick to Kernahan. Martin had hold of the leg. Well, Mickey doesn't like it. I said earlier, Jared, 50 goals in finals, Kernahan. Not a bad record, is it?
Outstanding champion, there's no doubt about that.
And kicks from 40 metres out. Just missing. 1-2 to Kernahan. 1-2 to Carlton. Dean and Brown off the ground. Anderson to bring it back in. North Melbourne have hardly had it inside 50.
Yes, Carlton losing 2 players in the first 8 minutes of the game. Spaulding, same direction as the ball. It spills to Martin. He loses it and Ratton's tackle. Pearce, no time! Ball held to him. Umpire will ball it up.
And it's amazing. Well, down on the boundary line, Neil Curley has got a report on the injuries.
Yes, Peter Dean's just sitting out for a while, concussed a little bit. That'll have to wait and see. And, of course, young Brown have his ankle strapped up now.
Whitehead, the hand pass out. Fumble by Smith. Smith again. Can't get boot to ball. We're going to see a lot of this tonight.
And before I threw to Neil, I was going to say just what effect that injuries have actually played on in the final series. West Coast lost 3 important players just before half-time when they had the game seemingly in control against Essendon. And, of course, last week, Essendon also lost 3 important players before Richmond second-half onslaught.
Smith for North. Support from Rock. Came in under some injury cloud, but started in the 18. Through Laidley it goes. Grabbed by Armstrong, playing his first final series. McKernan to Scott. Intercept by Madden. Big Harry. Well done. Long kick to Kernahan. They double team him. Pearce at the front. This has worked all year. The hand pass to Williams. The kick bouncing. Clappe lets it go for a goal. Brilliant start by the Blues. They're 2-2 to nothing.
Well, man on a mission is Greg Williams. He wants that chance to win that medal next week. And you see here, good work there, roving the pack from Pearce. That's what makes him such a fine player. He's quick on the burst and also a good rover. But Williams on the end of a handball this time and dribbles one through.
2-2 the Blues. Williams with a goal. He kicked 5 against North at Optus early in the year. Fairley gets the football. After the Rock handball, Silvani and Carey. Bradley quickly away. Carlton are going well early. Schwartz has got it. Hannah's got the job with Schwartz. Hannah early kick. Schwartz's hip and shoulder. There's a big one on Dean. Silvani at the back of Carey. Ratton's little one good. Gets it about 15 metres along the line. The King, what's the story with Brown?
Well, it's interesting here, and Jared will be very interested in this, that Brown took the field with no ankle strapping, and now he's having his ankle strapped.
Just had a look at the incident there. Thanks, Neil. Ratton back. Bradley gets it to half forward. Rice, Anderson, Spaulding. Rice and Anderson, Clappe and Scholl out of play. Carlton a 2-2 free kick here to the Blues.
And meanwhile, Allison has come onto the ground, Crocker off, and Dennis Pagan will continually all night try to get a small on a taller player.
Kernahan. Well, he's right on top of Martin in the early stages. Rice's kick to Kernahan is at 50. It would take a fantastic kick from here in the pocket. Floats it, wobbles it, misses. He's had 4 shots for goal, Kernahan, in the first 12 minutes of football. He's beating Martin for strength early. 1-3 to Kernahan. Carlton a 2-3.
Kick in towards the outer side where Laidley takes the mark. Well, last year finished up a nightmare for Mick Martin when Ablett marked over the top of him and kicked the goal after the siren to end North's hopes in the preliminary final. It started poorly for him tonight with Kernahan on fire. The kick up towards centre wing. A huge pack gathers. Cannot get the ball out. Silvani in there hard on Wayne Carey. Well, what a contest that should be. Both named All-Australian during the week. Carey for the 3rd time, Silvani for the 2nd time. Hannah, but it comes to Scott. His kick towards the 50. Silvani leads Carey in the race. A push, free kick to Silvani.
Didn't look much in it, but Silvani gets it, kicks to centre wing. Kudafidi's front spot, all good take. He was worked under the footy, but had the athleticism to stretch and hold it. Goes in short, gets it to Spalding. Spalding runs away on the left and gets good distance. Well inside 50, Kernahan and Martin are jostle again. Scholl read it well, hooks it back, tries to get it towards the corridor. Crystal all over his opponent. Williams gets hold of it. Little give okay. Spalding turns, spins, wobbles one in the pocket. Pearce in the front spot. Couldn't quite hold it. Good play by Smith at the back. Still with Pearce paddling it in front. Under pressure. Taken by Whitehead. Left foot out of bounds on the fall. But Carlton in a dominating position early. They lead 2-3 to no score. Hogg and Allison at it behind play 2 at the moment. Roberts, Nichols looking on. As we looked at the bench a moment ago, there's Hogg and Allison.
Everyone who plays on Allison wants to fight him. Remember Woosha Worsfold last week. Made the first 15 minutes a nightmare for Allison. Here's Whitehead again on the 50. It's ripped away from him by Robert Scott and out of play. And it's on again here.
Manton's gone off Allison and gone over onto Rock, so still an imbalance there in height.
Kudafides with a terrific jump. Whitehead's kick up and down in the one spot. Kudafides on the deck. Scott, that ball didn't go 10 metres. Play on, says the umpire. And Ange Christou sees the ball over the boundary line. North yet to score. Carlton at 2-3. Goals to Williams and Kernahan. Blues have beaten North both meetings this year. Laidley takes it from the boundary throw-in. Pumps it to centre half forward. Longmire's there. Sexton with him. Well done by Sexton. McKay. That'll be thrown up again. Magnificent defence, Carlton. The best defence in the league. Everyone raves about the Eagles, but statistically, Carlton's is better than anybody.
Madden sits and waits. Archer with him. Kudafides. Pressure on him there from North Melbourne through Scott. Has had a wonderful final series. Played very well, particularly late against Richmond, and then did the job on material last week. Good crowd in, terrific atmosphere. It would have been nearly a full house, but for the weather in Melbourne tonight. But still very healthy. Madden wins the tap. Taken by McKay. McKay's kick to centre wing. Rice worked under it. Anderson takes the mark. What an impressive player he is. Kicks to Scholl in the centre. Couldn't quite take it. Spalding put the pressure on. Scholl will want to get it back. His handball actually didn't work. Rice went off the ground, paddled it forward. Whitehead, Blakey onto him. Whitehead taps it forward. Williams goes to ground. Schwass, who was superb last week against the Eagles, sweeps the handball to Scott. Scott into the glue pot. Gets the ball up towards centre half forward. McKernan at the back. Good take, Kudafides. He started well. Goes out to Silvani. Silvani on the left. Not a bad kick wide to Clappe. Clappe right in front of the 7 commentary box at centre wing of the MCG with King with him. It's the Blues 2-3. The Kangas yet to score.
Yes, Bruce, the crowd down a little bit. No doubt because of the weather, but gee, it's a good night for sitting at home watching it live on television. Scott from centre wing to centre half forward, a stretch by McKernan, but no mark. Wayne Carey at the back, 50 metres out from goal. A great kick, their first score. It's just offline, a behind of the skipper.
Yeah, just Dennis Pagan there barking the instructions. Just a couple of matchups now with Brown going off. Whitehead is with Blakey. Hogg takes Rock. Ratton's with Armstrong. And Scott is on Bradley.
What beautiful kick in by Christou. 2 Carlton players in the centre square, and Sexton took it. And look at the space out here. Ratton on centre wing. He's got Whitehead going past. North were caught sleeping then. A centering kick by Whitehead. Spalding on all fours is Fairley. He paddles the ball to Scholl. King for North. It's Armstrong. It is King. Centre wing. Bradley. Kick by Bradley. Short of the 50. Scholl overruns. Some tough contest going on. Whitehead. Little left footer. Pearce. Smith got a fist to it. Laidley at the back. Run down by Williams. Magnificent tackle by Williams. And the ball just seen over the line by Ross Smith.
It was a brilliant tackle by Williams. The Diesel had the jump yard dog in his grip. Carlton in attack. Spalding. Through Laidley's fingers. Rice and Blakey out of play. Blakey, it's been a fine play. There's Rice. Brown's situation curls.
No good. He just tried for a run and very, very sore. But Dean is standing up talking to the medicos, and he looks okay.
But they're down to 20, maybe 19. Thanks for that. Scott's kick back into the centre. McKernan attacks it, does it brilliantly. Another big success story in the finals. Beautiful kick to Longmire. Talk about success in the finals. He's kicked 8 in a couple of matches. Longmire goes to Carey. Good kick. Silvani did well. Freeborn in the pocket. Can he get it back to Carey? Silvani did read it well. Carey's hip and shoulder of beauty. Here's a test of strength in the pocket. Christou off the ground. It's good football. Sexton, did he keep it in play? He did. He made it 45, 50 metres along the way. Oh, that was good. Carey, Silvani, Sexton out of play at centre wing.
Yes, they just corralled the North Melbourne player together. They didn't both go at him. One took his space and the other one went at the man. Great result.
Bond on for Manton for Carlton. Short kick marked by Koutafidis. Bumbles it into the mud. They slide in after it. Grabbed by Anderson. Ratton taken off the ball by King. Oh, it's being played at a fantastic pace.
There's King. He's matching up on Koutafidis. But in fact, Koutafidis is playing more as a ruck rover, just starting from the wing.
Madden won the hit out. Down to Hannah, who keeps on being brilliant against North Melbourne. Martin this time, the 2 number 4s. Kernahan's dominated early. Kernahan paddles forward. Spalding wide to Williams. Williams hooks it back for himself. In after it again. A soccer by Williams. Whitehead back to Kernahan. Whistle's gone. Carlton free. Greg Williams.
Decked by Laidley after the ball was out of the vicinity. Got off to a pretty fine start. Steve Kernahan doing well. Here you see, we'll see Kernahan going down. It wasn't Laidley, in fact it was Mick Martin. And Kernahan doing well on Martin by playing him up the ground, dragging him away from the safety of the centre square, where he can just knock the ball through the points. And he's well on top at the present time.
You know him better than anybody. Could he make the distance from here?
Well, I think Greg Williams is one of the better kicks in the AFL. Distance isn't his great forte, so I would think with a heavy ball he'd just struggle. But he may have an empty goal square to kick at.
49 metres out. The kick by Williams. He went for plenty and sprays it out of bounds on the full. Gee, they love to hoot him, don't they, Jared?
Well, he gives plenty, takes plenty, cops it on the chin, as we just saw. The important thing for him now is to keep the guns in the holsters.
That's something Mickey Martin doesn't do too often, does he? They come out smoking, out to half-back.
Free ball and off for Mark Roberts.
North hanging on, Scholl couldn't get a kick away. Carlton surging here, playing like a rugby league team. Madden's kicking to the centre. Here's a chance. If it sits, he'll kick it. Christou from 45. Let's fly. It's home. It's a goal. It was always going to be a goal. The moment Harry pushed it out to him at the 50, and it sat up, and he woofed it home.
Well, Dennis Pagan played his trump card, bringing Mark Roberts on. I'm sure McKernan will go forward. Roberts, after this bounce, Roberts will go onto the ball. But Freeborn's man is this fellow just about to kick a goal. He was free. Madden found him. Great goal.
Back in the middle, Carlton 3-3, North Melbourne 1 behind. And once again, the umpire comes in and will ball it up. There's mud in your eye for Brett Ratton.
So vital to make the interchange when the ball's out of the vicinity. Dennis Pagan wasn't to know that Freeborn's man, he just took off the ground, was going to then bob up and kick a goal in Christou.
No getting it out of there. The umpire will have to do it again. Pat's on the back for Andrew McKay, who's been one of the staunch defenders for the Blues this year. Even drifted forward and kicked a goal at one stage. Scholl out towards the southern stand side. Carlton 3, North Melbourne 1. Bradley gets rid of his man. Did it beautifully. Cleared a path for Hannah. Kick by Hannah is disappointing and onto the chest of John Blakey.
Centre wing, runs away. Normally gets distance, goes for it. McKernan, Longmire, it was at the back with Carey. McKay caught, can't get rid of it. Archer's tackle okay, it'll be a ball up 45 metres out. In a fairly dry part of the ground as we look at the interchange. Allison and Nichols were there. Madden wins the tap, good one. Christo off the ground, only as far as Schwass. Not far enough. Schwass out wide. Neat looking kick, Sexton couldn't quite. Longmire should kick the goal. Goes for it and gets it. North get there first.
Well, mistakes are going to happen in heavy and wet days. And you see this one here, Sexton just allowing the ball to slip through. Just couldn't quite get enough steel on the fingers. Johnny Longmire lapped it up. Now Roberts being on the ground, I'm sure he'll go onto the ball. McKernan will take the knock and then go deep into the forward line, but Harry's gone with him so far tonight.
It took North Melbourne 24 minutes to get their first goal, but at least it hasn't been the hiding as in round 20 when Carlton at quarter time was 6-5 to 1-2 and at one stage led by 53 points early. Roberts wins and North Melbourne will get a free kick, and listen to the crowd.
The North Melbourne players calling for the 50.
And there's no 50 forthcoming. Corey McKernan to take it. Inside the 50. Juggler by Archer, couldn't take the mark. Silvani. Martin well up the ground at half forward for North. His kick is smothered. He and Kernahan both back there. Comes to Schwass. Having a tough time with Hannah and having a tough time with the crowd. Well, instinctively I called it great finals football. I don't think there was anything that he did wrong in that clash with Dean.
Good play by Silvani too, Drew, a moment ago. His smother was outstanding, and then McKay roughing up Carey legitimately and getting the footy away from him. Christou punches forward. Martin sits and waits, gets his kick away up to half forward. Archer, McKay, well done. Bradley has done a couple of neat things. Hannah, smother was a beauty. That from Scott, goes to Schwass, goes to full forward. Oh, wonderful try by McKernan. High tackle, free kick, Silvani. McKernan so Carey-like, wasn't he? Against the flow. So Mickey Martin's picked himself up. Silvani wide. Sexton out there with the Carey. Free kick to Sexton, Carey all over him. Gee, Carey unhappy there. Has to be careful. He nearly ran through the man coming at him.
And just one kick to Wayne Carey.
Sexton's kick. Nicky's little shove worked all right on Kernahan that time. Deemed to have held it. Halfback Martin. Carey the target. McKernan there too. High flyers everywhere. Ratton important. Getting a lot of hard kicks. Centre wing. Williams. Scholl after him. They go for it. Williams across in front of Scholl. Clappe and Laidley out of play. Williams one of the three Carlton goal kickers. Christou, Kernahan the other couple. Longmire's got the goal. There's the bench. We saw them at half-time, or up until half-time at Waverley today, the Carlton hierarchy. They saw the first half of the Geelong win. Blakey got rid of it in a hurry. Bradley tried to go off the ground. Whitehead terrific. So was Ratton to Bradley. Bradley to Kernahan. That is fantastic football. Again, a testing kick for the captain. He's not wasting any time tonight. Goes back, lays back. It's close. It's there. It's another one.
Free kick.
It's a free kick against the Blues, I think, for shepherding. And Schwass is going to get it. So bad luck for Kernahan and Carlton. Every goal tonight, so important.
Yes, disappointing when the skipper kicks a long one from outside 50. Schwass and Hannah sharing possessions. They're on each other, 6 possessions each. Koutafidis punches down to the front. Scott for North Melbourne, centre of the ground. McKay. Round in a big circle. Perfect kick to Madden. 55 metres from goal. Big Harry to the goal square. Spalding! Well, he was at full stretch, Earl Spalding. Looked for a moment as though he might be underneath the ball. Great mark.
Carlton really are winning the intriguing battle of the ruckman at the present time. You see there Madden getting the ball. We saw a couple of seconds ago from the kick out from Schwass that Koutafidis punched the ball away from Corey McKernan. So when McKernan goes off the ball, Koutafidis picks him up, and Harry looks like he wants to just mosey on forward, perhaps do some damage there.
Archer off the ground for North Melbourne. Such a star last week with 4 goals. Spalding kicks Strawley. Pretty handy break now. 4-3 to 1-1.
And what a handy player Spalding has been for Carlton. Interesting that his future wasn't assured over the summer period, but he convinced the club that he had one, and he's been so vital this year.
Interesting forward set up here, Gerard, from North. Nichols coming on. They only had 2 forwards for a moment, and then Laidley dropped back, and McKay's gone to pick him up. 4-3 to 1-1 in the last minute of the opening term. McKernan and Madden. Gerard's talked a lot about the ruck so far. Bradley tried a toe poke. McKernan got it away. King off the ground. Valuable metres gained. Roberts free kick. Rather Crocker, I should say. At about 80 metres, I guess. Goes to full forward. Longmire. Clappe tries to back turn. He's caught. Had plenty of it. Gone. And Allison's going to get the free kick.
And a pretty brave decision there from Brian Sheen. Not saying it was incorrect. In fact, we'll get a pretty good look at it here. Clappe picks the ball up, tries to get rid of it, but he's retarded.
Siren's gone.
It's good to see umpires paying free kicks in front of goal if they're there.
It's a good kick for goal, Allison. Number 3 on the goal kicking list for North this year with 38. Behind the big 2, Carey and Longmire. It's his first kick tonight. Started on the interchange. This to close the gap at quarter time. Drop punt. It's a good one. Squeezes it home. Important goal for North. Right on the siren. They close it up a bit. The Blues lead 4-3 to 2-1.
Dennis Pagan would be fairly worried. He just the side just hasn't settled anywhere near as well as Carlton, who do look to have most of North Melbourne's strengths covered. They'd be pretty happy with the job that Silvani's doing on Wayne Carey. Sexton's handling John Longmire up there at full forward pretty well, as David Park, and as usual, gets the jugular vein pumping at quarter time.
Where the score is Carlton 4-3, North 2-1.
Football, basketball and racing. Just 3 of the many items on the Sports World agenda. Sunday morning on 7.
And Armstrong and Archer off the ground at quarter time.
4-3 to 2-1. Start of the second term. Carlton by 14 points. Allison kicked the goal on the siren for North. Bradley's kick was smothered. Manson under pressure. Out wide. He came on for Dean early on. Here's Hannah. Had a very interesting duel with Schwass in the opening turn. Looks like Blakey might be picking him up. Long bomb, but straight to Smith. Smith out wide. Good kick to Laidley.
Schwass in the middle on Radman.
Laidley away at half-back. Another good-looking kick to McKernan. Couldn't quite make it. Important to hold your footing here. Taken by Koutafidis. Back towards Spalding. With him fairly. Spalding had a fair bit of it. Schwass onto it. Runs away. Gets back onto the left. Daisy cutter of beauty.
Magic skills under these conditions.
To Carey at 55. Carey off one leg to fall forward to Longmire. He's got it, I think.
Well, he fumbled it. The second grab looked like it was over the boundary line, but he looks like he's hit his chin on the boundary sign. So he might have even copped it across the throat there. Let's have another look. Whereabouts did he take the second grab? Was it over the boundary line? No, it looked like it was in field, but this is where the damage was done.
Top of the picket fence there. Just over the boardings, sponsor boardings. Oh, it looks awful, doesn't it?
But at least he didn't try to pull up like Matthew Richardson did his knee for the season.
Big kick this. Early goal. Remember the late one from Allison. It would really tighten this game up. 4-3-2-1. Longmire tucked away in the pocket. Tries the check side. It's high. So Longmire with 1 goal, 1. Looks as if he's okay, but Schwass's kick to Carey was fantastic.
Sizzler. Schwass has been absolutely sensational in the final series. And going into the middle could be a crucial move in the second quarter. Kick by Christo, straight up the ground. Excellent mark was taken by Koutafidis, and he has been fantastic. That's his 4th mark. Half back to half forward, and Madden's also taking some marks.
And most notably forward to the centre, so Harry really laying down the gauntlet now to his opposition player.
Named All-Australian during the week, Harry Madden, for the first time at the age of 34. Williams to Kernahan.
Speaking of sizzlers, that was another one that, well, I guess it equalled Wayne Schwass's at the other end of the ground.
Well, you'd be licking your chops, wouldn't you, if you were Kernahan, looking at Williams drilling the ball at you. Kernahan for his second.
The great strengths of Carlton all season has been their ability to get the ball away from kick-ins after opposition points. Normally it's Silvani who gets it to Christo, but Christo in fact kicked that one and found Koutafidis, who just looks as if he's setting himself for a very, very big game. Good finish there by the skipper.
5-3-2-2. Colin Kinnear, chairman of the match committee, down on the ground for Carlton. Not sure what he's took. Maybe Peter Dean they're looking at. Scholes quick kick to Rock. Oh, missed the body with the handball. Has to go back. Gets a free kick against Koutafidis.
I suspect there may be some problem with the communication between the coaching box and the bench. I'm sure Neil Curley will get a report on that.
Was chatting to Dean too, Jared. Allison held up by Hogg. Ratton's handball was fantastic to Williams. Williams on the left. Kernahan having a big night. Left-hand handball, a beauty. Koutafidis. Can he balance up and kick it? It's low. It's close. He's got it. Wonderful. It's early days, Jared. You're not home, but I want to say one thing. Stephen Kernahan under lights with contact lenses. 6-3-2-2. He handles it all right, doesn't he?
Well, there's a lot of myths and legends in football, and I think Waverley Park is one, and nighttime form is another one. Players have been training under lights for well, for a long time now. But we're seeing the emergence of one of the true superstars of the competition, and Koutafidis is using this preliminary final as his stage.
He's already taken 4 marks. He's had 6 disposals, and that was his first goal, Koutafidis. On the chest of Craig Scholl. 39-14, so a really handy break now to the Blues. 5 minutes into the second quarter. Kick by Scholl to centre half forward. Here's Koutafidis back there. No mark. Rock across the half forward line. Williams just took his eyes off him for a moment. Left footer up to centre wing. Clappe, been quiet so far. Back with the hand pass to Williams. He dishes it off to Bradley. Kick by Bradley to the 50. Kernahan hooks the ball up for Rice. Brilliant football. Whitehead's got it. 40 metres out. Whitehead. Pearce. Magnificent combination by the Carlton forwards. Kernahan leaping early, not attempting the mark. And here's Pearce. What a tourist in football. Former Tasmanian. A couple of games for the Brisbane Bears. 3 seasons with St Kilda reserves. Goal for Carlton. This is looking a little bit like the last meeting between the two. Early supremacy to the Blues.
Yeah, you call it well, Drew. A great little tap out there. And Whitehead's played an important role since coming onto the ground early in the first quarter. And speaking of roles, what a role this bloke has been for Carlton. Had played all year for Carlton.
3 goals in 6 minutes for Carlton to open up the second quarter. Remember, Longmire had the first shot for goal at the other end. So the Blues are right on top, 7-3 to 2-2. Why was Colin Kinnear down there, Neil Curley?
Yeah, just having a quiet chat to Dean. There was nothing wrong with the communication. I just want to have a quiet word with him.
What's your feeling, Neil? Will he come back?
He just went for a half or a quarter of a lap then. It looked okay. Well, I think if they need to use him, they will.
They might need him.
Yeah, they can probably sit on it just for the moment. North will come back hard, but they've got a handy break, Carlton. Going off the ground was Christou, taken by Anderson. North needing a goal now. Well, Sporting coming from the back of Anderson there. Fairley's quick kick around the body to centre wing. Nichols on the ground, paddles it out towards Roberts. McKay was fantastic in the opening quarter. Runs away at half-back. Back to centre wing, bouncing ball, bomb just on the ground. Gets an early touch, gets distance to Pearce. He's got it. It's all happening for the Blues. Kernahan wants it deep. Pearce can kick a country mile. Look at this one come in. It's close. Hannah's marked it right on the chest. He has not kicked a goal in a finals match, Bill. I've been waiting for this one, Gerard.
I thought you might have been.
Let's see if he gets his first. He has. Oh, Gerard. The gate's not shut, but it's closing rapidly. 8-2.
Well, I'm sure the bookmakers would be considering their odds right at this very moment. And this is a pretty good mark from Milhana. I'm sure he tossed up whether to go for it or allow it to float through, but if in doubt, you go for them. Probably would have hit the post in the end. And once again, Milhana having a big impact on the game against North Melbourne.
Carlton having already won 14 matches straight this season, going for number 15, which would equal a club record. Stuart Anderson across the ground for North. They're under pressure. He lost ground, actually. Scholl. Back towards the defensive 50. And out of bounds. Koutafidis. Don't know whether he's got a position. He is just playing all over the park. It's been magnificent.
Let's just have a look at John Longmire's neck there. You can see, yeah, well, it's pretty well grazed. He's going to be pretty sore tonight.
8-3 to 2 goals, 2. And we're approaching the midway mark of the second quarter. Diving mark taken by Nichols. Just on the ground, gets the hand pass away. Armstrong's kick inside the 50. Well done by Silvani. He is beating Carey and will take a free kick. Wayne Carey's had just 2 touches. And after 3 magnificent finals games last year and this year, quiet last week and again so far tonight, Carey.
McKay's kick to Sporting. Taken by Clappe. Clappe at 60. Pearce again. Third mark in a hurry for Pearce.
He's almost impossible to stop when the ball's coming down that quickly. He's so fast, and he knows when to lead. He holds it back and then goes on the burst. Almost the impossible task for any fullback. And importantly for Carlton, he's such a terrific finisher.
It's a magnificent kick, isn't he? Archer coming on for Roberts for North Melbourne. Pearce leans back, hooks badly. Doesn't do that too often. 8-4 to 2-2.
And Anthony Koutafidis has got himself a new man in Craig Scholl. Scholl's got the height and the pace to go with him. But Koutafidis has got all the momentum right at the moment.
Carlton has added 4 goals, 1 to just a point to North. First 10 minutes of the second quarter. They've made their move, the Blues. Anderson comes out wide. Oh, danger. Well played, Spalding. Smith sitting and waiting. It must have seemed like an eternity. And Spalding coming in from the side, forcing a throw in.
Great play by Earl Spalding. And the ruck knock. Hooks it back to Williams on the 50. Loses ball to McKay. Clappe. And the ball taken over the boundary line for throwing. Half forward for the Blues. They lead 8-4 to 2-2. North Melbourne chairman Ron Casey. North haven't won a premiership since 1977. Carlton's last was in 1987. Free kick in the middle here. And it'll go to Mick Martin. Left half-back flank. Over centre wing. Carey this time. Waits at the back, but McKay got a knuckle to the ball and saw it over the boundary line. And a pat on the back from Ange Christou. And this back six for Carlton has been sensational this year.
38-point margin. Geelong won by 89 points today against Richmond. Armstrong's wobbly one. Went through Hogg and Allison, taken by Carey. Little kick. Didn't go far. Koutafidis, as Drew said, in outstanding form. Back into the centre. Good take by Anderson. Kicks it out wide. Laidley onto it. Needs a good bounce. Got it. Then controls it to McKernan at 50. Gets him. It's a very long kick, McKernan. Could almost make it from there. Leans back. In the pocket, Archer. Well done against Bank. Just a little hip and shoulder. And forced him out. Archer kicked the goal in every quarter last week against West Coast. Boy, do they need one here, North. It's going to kick from where Longmire kicked earlier in the term. Will he go on the left? Will he try a check side? Longmire calling for it. Left foot by Archer. It's got it. Good goal. Really important, that one. Just stops the rot, doesn't it? Gives you a bit of breathing space.
And he has been an important player up forward for North Melbourne all season. I'm sure that's the reason why Cole Kinnear has come down to speak to Peter Dean, because they would be concerned that their starting six isn't out there in defence, and they would look far more resilient with Peter Dean somewhere on that back line.
Still a 32-point lead to Carlton. McKay gets back there. Blind hand pass. Clappe hurried. Hogg out of the middle to half forward. Spalding again. We've seen the rebirth of Earl Spalding in '95.
Martin's on him, I think, with Kernahan now having Fairley.
So Mick Martin's had a disappointing night because Kernahan was too good for him. Now Spalding takes a mark, and that is the one area of Earl Spalding's game that does let him down.
Probably a little bit ambitious, the torpedo.
That is missed by 25 metres.
Been a great stalwart though for the Blues. Scott there back on Bradley temporarily.
Here he is going in for the ruck. Gets it down to Bond. Can't get boot to ball. Anderson takes it through for a rush behind.
Stuart Anderson to bring it back in. 8-5 to 3-2. Glenn Freeborn, we saw a moment ago, the only rookie selected on Super Saturday in either game in his first season. Rock and half-back. Almost a centre wing. Hannah always had his name on it. It's been good again tonight, Hannah. All sorts of rumours about his health this week. Supposedly had the flu, couldn't talk on Friday. Well, he's talking tonight. Oh, 50 metres. Has to be, doesn't it? Just can't do that.
Matt coming off the ground for Dean Rice, getting a run in defence, but well, I think even Mick conceded that that was a 50. Just a little bit late, certainly too high. And I think even Earl Spalding will be able to kick a torpedo from here.
Kicked a goal in the opening term, Earl. What a season he's had. This is his 20th finals match. He's got it. Two to Spalding. Carlton out to 9-5 to 3-2. It's the biggest margin so far tonight, 39 points.
And if it gets out any further, well, the result will be decided before half-time. Because in the heavier conditions, it's certainly harder to kick goals. And there's another replay. Pretty lucky there, Earl Spalding.
Well, Mick Martin had a bit of a nightmare last year in the preliminary final with Ablett's mark right on the siren with 2 seconds left. And he's having the horrors here again tonight, beaten by Kernahan and now Spalding. Ball in the middle. High tackle, free kick.
Allison's moved down onto the wing on Milhana.
Trent Nichols. Well, it's a very muddy, sticky ball. Comes to Bradley. Bradley's kicked to half forward. Nothing going right for North. Kernahan gets rid of his opponent fairly. Ridden in the back. Kernahan play on, says the umpire. And that's a ball up 45 metres from goal.
Pretty good decision, this one, from the umpire.
A lot of players around this. Nichols hacks it off the ground, but back into the pack. Laidley for North, but on the chest of Sexton. Pearce lurking near the goal square. Offers the lead to Sexton. The kick is in that direction for Pearce. Spalding crashed through the pack. There's Martin. Back he goes to Smith. Round the southern stand side. Wrestling well before the ball got there. Free kick for Rice.
Centre wing. Blues are leading 59-20. Rice centering kick, Pearce the target. Worked under it by Smith. Spalding again on the left foot. Looks all right off the boot. It's a beauty. The Duke gets his third. Carlton at 10-5 to 3-2.
Well, it's critical circumstances now for North Melbourne, and they just can't seem to find anyone through the middle that can get the ball forward enough. Wayne Swass is certainly getting his share of kicks, but hasn't got great support. The figures back it up: 17-8 in the first quarter inside 50, and 11-3 this quarter.
And Longmire now back on Earl Spalding. He's had a good 5 minutes. Terrific. Williams hand pass to Hannah. It sits up all right for Bradley. Bradley short pass to Kernahan. Fairley takes it towards the line and out of bounds. Ian Fairley, who's in his 13th season, would you believe? And look at David Parkin going crook, and the scoreline 65-20 in his favour.
Mickey Martin up forward. Michael Sexton picking him up at the moment. Longmire at the back. Ratton to Williams. Good play by North at the back, though. That time by King. Off the ground by Bradley. Clappe. Besieged. Scott tried to get in there, couldn't. Ratton's been very good in the crunch. It's going to be a ball up. Blues dominating here. Schwass against the tide. Gets to it. Stretches. Wants the boundary line. Finds it. At about 45 metres for Carlton. And there's Rod Austin, the State of Origin coach, former Blue. And at 10-5, 3-2. Carlton completely on top. They've kicked 6 goals to 1 in the second term. Scott's got it at half-back on the left foot.
Dived by Blakey, but Rice was in his back. And a free kick to John Blakey.
The half-forward line has been a problem for North Melbourne, despite Wayne Carey obviously being there, but John Blakey's been pushed to the half-forward flank.
To half-forward, McKernan flies and takes the mark. A long way out from goal. Open forward line. Mick Martin's there and marks at centre half-forward.
That's the classic piece of play from North Melbourne, getting the ball down into the forward line quickly, and one of their taller forwards running wide to get it on the burst. Mick Martin doing the job there. Question, of course, now is can he convert?
A bit of jostling going on down there between Archer and McKay. But Mick Martin's had a nightmare back in defence. He's now moved up forward. He's kicked just 1 goal for the season and 12 in his career in 150 games. So this will be a rare one if he gets this. Leaves the boot well. A goal!
Well, there's no disputing that Mick Martin is a great fighter and a great leader at North Melbourne, and despite having a less than exemplary start to the game, he won't go down without a fight, and kicking a couple of goals before half-time would be just the tonic that his coach would be after.
(10-5, 4-2). Martin up forward, getting the goal. McKernan wins the tap. Schwass off the ground to half forward. Going to ground was Freeborn. Picked up by Scott. Good finisher normally off the side in the pocket. Christou concedes, out of play. Was it touched off the boot?
No, I think it just skewed off the boot. Rock had the opportunity to handball over, went for the long one.
I was just wondering why Christou went to the boundary line. Probably could have taken the mark, but he was supported by his teammates. They were happy with it. North needing a couple in a hurry here to give them a chance. Archer, now he's going to get the free kick against North. They're going to Madden.
Shepherding in the ruck.
Madden, danger. Carey and Sexton, well done Carey. Blakey, now Rice. Oh, held it up well to Christou. Back to Rice. A floater. Will it go out on the full? It does. Out of play. Half forward left. Allison to bring it back in. You just feel the time's right for an explosion from Carey here. They need a couple of big marks and a couple of goals from their champion. Allison goes to full forward. Koutafidis did well. Punched away, Sexton to Ratton. Now some rebound. Ratton's been tremendous. Kick to centre half forward, so's Kernahan. Punching down. Anderson and Bond. Going on to it was Whitehead. Longmire getting back under pressure. They rip it off him. Kernahan couldn't quite. Whitehead there again. Still Whitehead. Ball in dispute. Umpire now comes in. And it's going to be a ball up about 45 metres out. Carlton attack. And I guess Dennis Pagan not happy to put Longmire back there, but really forced to in the circumstances.
And Longmire wins the ruck contest. Bradley ridden into the ground. The umpire will ball it up. This telecast going around Australia tonight. Viewers in Sydney will be pleased to hear the news that the Swans won in the reserves in the preliminary final, beating Essendon 15-9 to 3-12. And they get a rematch against North Melbourne next week in the grand final. The Swans, they lost last week by a point. 10-5 Carlton, 4-2 North Melbourne. Standing start kick by Armstrong, centre of the ground. Christou putting on the pressure and took Freeborn out of it. It comes back to Madden. His kick is smothered by McKernan. Rice, well played. Magnificent football by Dean Rice. Christou. Kernahan dives. Hannah for the crumbs. Still with Milhannah. Inside 50. Played, son. But the kick drops a little bit short. And Smith takes the mark in the last line. Well, Smith towards the outer side. A thumping kick to Blakey. Koutafidis could do little, but he comes there and makes a contest of it and then gives away the free kick. Umpire pays advantage. Up towards half forward. Space here for North. McKernan. His kick towards centre half forward. Carey double team. Rice doing well for the second time in a minute. Freeborn was there. And Scott. And the ball over the line. A throw-in. Signs that North are lifting just a little bit. Not a lot happening on the scoreboard. And there's Gary Ayres, who today piloted the Cats to a big win, and they'll play the winner of tonight's game in next week's grand final.
Sitting with him, Drew, was Tucky, his old mate. The reserves coach down at Geelong. Hawthorn, great. Armstrong's kick to the pocket. McKay. Oh, gee, Archer. Fired up. Just thinking Ayres and Tuck, 12 premierships between them as players. Blue fans everywhere tonight. And they're pretty happy. 10-4. Madden in the front spot. Left foot by Armstrong. It's good. Well played, McKay. He's a complete defender, isn't he? It's a very good kick by Armstrong. It was going to be a goal. McKay was able to put his fist onto it and force it through from behind. So North Melbourne crawl up to 4 goals, 3 to 10-5. Now it's going to come back. I think the umpire hadn't quite finished with the old flag waving. So back it comes to Christou. It's got Silvani very short if he wants him. Sum up the options. Goes short and wide. Gets to Matthew Hogg. He's forced his way back into the team. Struck down with injury early in the season. He's made it back when it counts most. Hogg goes out to half-back. McKernan front spot. Carey at the back. Blakey inside to Schwartz. Schwartz inside. Armstrong can kick this. 45 metres out. Pretty good. Hits a post.
He is picking up a number of kicks, Matthew Armstrong. He's been moved on to Greg Williams. You can see there the disappointment. His last 2 kicks, both near misses.
But just some signs. The margin here is 6 goals won.
That's got to be a
Richmond
free
come back
kick.
from 5 goals behind.
Matthew Ketthold coming in late with the legs, and Rock certainly earned that free kick. Just ran straight off the boundary line, off the bench. You'll see here this incident once again in the back.
Just over 2 minutes to half-time. So if they can manage a goal out of this, really tight angle, 40 metres out, North could have something to yell at half-time. Good kick. Margin 31 points, and we saw Richmond come from 30 behind Essendon to win.
And you've got to consider that Carlton have got a couple of injured players. Perhaps Peter Dean will be available if required. But a 5-goal deficit in today's football isn't a real problem if you can get your act together and win the ball out of the centre. And that's what North Melbourne are going to have to try and resurrect in the second half.
McKernan early. Madden's going to get a free kick.
Well, Harry isn't even having a run-up. He's just standing across the centre and beating him one out with height.
10-5-5 for Christou's lead. A good one. It was a good kick too. Christou at 70 metres. Normally thumps it. Goes to centre half forward. Pearce was there. Smith just got a hand to it. Fairley did well. Laidley's handball a beauty to Allison. This is what North need. Allison streams through the centre. Kicks it over Carey's head. Hogg with courage. Takes the mark. Carey led hard. Allison's kick just had too much on it. Ratton in the centre, as he's been so often. Sweeps it to Sexton. Kernahan provides a lead. Sexton goes long. Pearce the target. Williams all on his own. Takes the mark. Fell into his arms.
Looked pretty happy about it also. Just what North Melbourne don't want, the quick reply.
Gee, Armstrong just caught out there, wasn't he? Disorientated almost.
I think he was expecting perhaps Smith to come over the top, but it's his man with the ball.
Wouldn't expect Easel to miss from here. He's got it. It's his second goal. It's been a feature of his football in 1995. Now Pearce off the ground, obviously injured.
He might have just got one across the nose.
Did he?
there.
Okay. Thought he had a bit of a hobble up, but you might be right. 11-5-5-4, so a couple to Williams.
Peter Dean coming back on.
What a rousing reception.
Hasn't seen any action since the first couple of minutes when he was poleaxed by Schwartz. Bradley taps one out of the middle. It's overrun down there by Anderson. Hand pass out. Carlton go forward up towards the 50. Hannah giving chase, but Scholl with him. Didn't kick it hard enough to get it out. Had to follow up and wins a boundary throw in. Under 30 seconds. And there's Pearce getting treatment on the nose. We've had a few nose problems today. Carlton back into attack. Schwartz won the hit out. Bradley with desperation. Rock off the ground. Sexton now playing on Martin. Out of bounds on the full.
Anderson short, Rock the target, gets him. Been playing over 30 minutes in this second term. Rock to centre wing. McKernan had a fair bit of it. Ratton's been good at the bottom of it all. Whitehead, Allison, Schwartz. Wobbles one, Carey. Ironically takes the mark. The siren's gone. And Carlton with a brilliant second term. We said goals would be hard to get, not in that corner. Carlton kicked 7 goals too. North Melbourne added 3-3. And Carlton are 71 now to 34, so it's a 37-point margin. at half-time. Dean back on the ground for a couple of minutes. Hip and shoulder by Schwass in the opening minutes of the game. But Carlton have really set up a substantial break at half-time.
And I guess the one hope that North Melbourne supporters would have is that Wayne Carey has only had the ball 4 times for 1 kick, 3 handballs. And perhaps it wouldn't even hurt just to throw him into the ruck for half a quarter or even 10 minutes just to get him going. He certainly, when the ball is on the ground, would have an advantage over Harry Madden, who really has had an outstanding game tonight. As has McKernan, he's done his role, but North Melbourne just haven't been able to settle in the midfield. And the solidarity and the strength of Carlton really has dominated the first half.
Scores at half-time. Carlton are 11-5. North Melbourne 5-4.
Peter Dean, Glenn Manton on the bench. Wayne Carey still at centre-half forward with Silvani, John Longmire back to full forward.
11-5, 5-4, start of the second half. The second preliminary final. Carlton lead by 6. The winner to play Geelong next Saturday afternoon.
So Mick Martin has gone back onto Brad Pearce. Sorry, that is Smith, and Fairley still with Stephen Kernahan.
Madden McKernan in the centre. Sloppy pitch here at the MCG. Fraser Brown is not on the interchange bench for Carlton. He won't be coming back tonight. What a bit of blow for him. Would have loved this sort of a match. Bond, Anderson punched it forward. Williams caught at the back. Tackle by Armstrong, okay. Away by Anderson. Schwass forces it forward. And out of play.
Mickey Martin centre-half back on Earl Spalding. So Carlton and North Melbourne almost as they started, except for a couple of injuries.
Roberts to do the work. He kicked 5 goals at Optus when North were playing catch-up football against the Blues. Kutafides over the back. Blakey can't quite get through. Williams did beautifully to tap it forward. Bond went to ground. Free kick Blakey against Hannah. John Blakey, every game this year. 7 North Melbourne players have played in every match. Got 15 players in this team who've played over 100. Tremendous experience, but so too have the Blues. Carey couldn't quite hold quite a high one, but it was from Christou. Bradley, quick kick away. Had a lot of kicks in the first half. He wants the boundary line, won't quite get there. Sexton leading. Little one off the ground, forcing it forward. Oh, just slipping through the fingers. Now Scholl back. Slow handball to Crocker, who's had a quiet night. Crocker to the pocket. Goes too far. McKay couldn't quite handle it. Bradley taps it towards the boundary line. Roberts there. Rock, fair kick round the body. Centering kick. Allison looking for a free kick. Carey, Silvani, a real struggle. And the umpire's going to ball it up about 20 metres away. 11-5 to 5-4.
Well, Wayne Carey had a chance early there in that quarter. He's had a disappointing night with 3 kicks and just 1 mark. And off goes Matthew Hogg with blood on the head. Looks like a turban as he goes off.
Dean or Manson, who to come back, I wonder.
Yes, with Brown to take no further part. Don't see him back. So Peter Dean comes back off the bench. Met by Schwass in a fearful collision in the opening couple of minutes of the game, Peter Dean. Schwass and Ratton currently are opposed to each other and the leading possession winners for their respective sides. First half, Ratton had 14, Schwass had 13 possessions. Here's Scott. They need this. It just goes behind for a point. Robert Scott's first score for the night. Down on the boundary line, Neil Curley.
Yes, Hogg running around the boundary line now to the first aid room for stitches into his head.
It was an excellent curls. I think Christou came over the top.
That's it, Christou did it.
11-5, 5-5. Gee, that's a good kick by Christou. Had to be pinpoint.
He actually made out he was going to kick it to Harry Madden and then just pulled it a little bit back up the middle of the ground.
And Ratton took it, got it to Whitehead to Sexton. Rebound defender Sexton. Kicks the ball up towards half forward. Kernahan taken by Fairley on the chest. Rather anticlimactic, that mark. Fairley to centre wing. McKernan at the back. Silvani. Rock Rhodes well. Got it to half forward. Archer Christou. Bouncing ball eludes the lot. Whitehead's handball okay. Will it sit for Bradley? It does. On the left foot. Gets reasonable distance, but North underneath it. Anderson takes it.
Stuart Anderson floats the hand pass across the half-back line to Scholl. He goes for a bit of distance to half-forward, but Christou is there for the Blues. An impregnable defence which has coughed up just 5 goals so far. Christou to centre wing. Pearce, spoiled by Smith. Ross Smith did particularly well. Koutafidis did brilliantly. Pearce, and the ball out of play, and we'll have a throw-in. Koutafidis, he is a freak. 8 possessions, 4 marks. Mick Aylett, former president of North Melbourne and the AFL, and Albert Mantello, former commissioner of the AFL and former North Melbourne great. And free kick to North here on centre wing, be taken by Roberts. Plenty of distance with the kick inside 50. Dean just back on. Lets the ball get behind him. A fumble by McKay. Carey well shepherded off by Silvani. Christou round the boundary line to centre wing. 2 against 2. Comes to the front. Rock.
Spiral punt, gets good distance off Bond, taken by McKay. He's been outstanding tonight. Yet again, Silvani well played. To Ratton, who's played the corridor magnificently. To Dean, they'll love this. Dean through the centre, too far for Kernahan. Fairley takes it. Left-hand handball to Laidley. Laidley out wide. Could Swass run away from Hannah here. Hannah on the mark. Brings it back inside to Blakey. He's going to have to go over the top. They're under pressure. Handball on the up was okay from Scott. Back to Blakey. North need an early goal. Blakey gives it the lot. Can McKernan take a big one? At the back. Bouncing ball. Chance to go off the ground. Bond to mop up. Little one out to Williams. Williams goes back, gives it up. Scott in the pocket. Swings it back. McKay cool as a cucumber. Out towards half back. Crocker gets the mark. North need a couple in a hurry. Centering kick. Carey, surely he's got it.
Could it be the sign?
Second mark tonight. It's what they've been waiting for, isn't it? A Carey mark and goal to turn it around.
Well, he's probably the only one that can lead them to the promised land. They do need to attack, as you said before half-time, Bruce, and it would have to be a 3 or 4 goal second half by Wayne Carey.
Trying to kick from about 52 metres. Drop punt, he's pushed it. It's not going to make the distance. Big fly from Longmire at the back. Sexton's toe poke. Scott couldn't quite. Still paddling, under pressure, out of play. 11-5 to 5-5. Just a point to North Melbourne in the first 7 minutes of the second half. No score to the Blues.
And North Melbourne in attack. Madden beats Carey and Ruck. Rock a little kick for North out in front of goals. It spills to Archer. A snap is good. Archer's second goal, and importantly, North get the first of the second half.
They've had to work incredibly hard for that, North Melbourne. They've had the ball down there for some 5 minutes. And finally, they just force one through the centre with sheer grit. And perhaps if they keep going and forcing and working, that the fluency will come back into their game. Because that's just the factor that's been missing today.
11-5, 6-5. Rice, left foot out of the centre. Cool play on. Crocker had to get rid of it. Koutafidis onto it. Now Spalding tries to go through the legs. Carlton in packs as they've been all night. Clappe. Williams sits, waits. Looks for a free kick, doesn't get it. I feel like the moment's come for North Melbourne now, don't you?
Yeah, they've really got to get 2 or 3 goals in succession, because each time tonight that they've looked damaging North Melbourne, Carlton have responded with a quick goal.
Madden, Rice and Crocker. Goes to ground. Anderson off the ground. Bradley. Left foot by Clappe. Out of bounds on the fall. It's 11-5, 6-5. Just trying to think off the top whether North has kicked 2 goals in succession tonight. I don't think they have. They haven't been able to string anything together. They need it now.
Kick in, clears the 50. Madden palms the ball to the front. Spills to Williams. Cornered by Roberts. Finds an ally in Bradley. A centering kick is good. Kernahan is there. Roving Pearce. Snap just across the face of goal. Brad Pearce, 1 goal, 2 tonight. Stuart Anderson to kick in for North. 9.5 minutes gone in the third quarter. Scholl. Disappointing season, really. 6 times a state player for Victoria. Juggled marked by Hannah, not paid. Allison off the ground is good. Roberts. Long kick to full forward. A dive, a fingertipper. It spills to Longmire. It's still there for Johnny Longmire. Whistle's gone. Ball up.
Well, it was a great dive by Wayne Swass. A good movement from North Melbourne through the centre. Wasn't a bad kick from Roberts. Just couldn't quite grasp it though, Swass.
Longmire held up. Going to have to go again. It's gone back through the score sheet tonight. They did get a couple of goals in succession in the second term, North. They need another run here. Schwass, Ratton, what a game he's played, number 7. Stats won't be really high, but he's done the hard thing all night. Another one of those Carlton players in contact lenses that was talked about during the week that wouldn't be suited. It's their first game of the MCG on the lights this year. Free kick to Silvani. They lead 11-6 to 6-5. Game's tightened up a lot though. Rice gets it. Handball to Ratton. He's got Christo if he wants him. Back to Rice. He's got a kick in the hurry. Hip and shoulder by Schwass. Centre wing. Oh, big fly McKernan. Koutafidis. Still Koutafidis. Whitehead on the left. It's been okay, Whitehead. Kernahan hit out of it by Fairley. Taken by Scholl. Sweeps out the handball. A good one. Anderson will get another chance. They've got to build from here, North. Anderson into the centre. Allison Carey. Carey had a bit of it. Allison's handball good. Rock. Centre half forward. Longmire went over the top. Archer attack. Strongly handballed. Not good enough. Hannah's away. Rebound here. Williams on the end of it at centre wing. Sit and wait, Williams will. He's called to play on. Not sure why. Didn't run off the mark. Kicks beautifully to Dean. It's paid. Well, they'll love this again if he could dob a long one. Peter Dean, who went off the ground in the first term after a strong hip and shoulder from Schwass, carried off on a stretcher. Everything, I think, was rattled. But he's put himself together. He's been able to come back on. And he kicks it from 52. Right to the goal square. Punch at the back from Scholl. Missed by North Melbourne, Kernahan. And that's a behind. Kernahan's had a lot of shots for goal. He's kicked 2 goals for. Played a terrific opening half. It's 11-7 to 6-5.
It hasn't got totally out of hand for North Melbourne yet. Margin 32 points. 10.25 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Kick in by Anderson. McKernan. Was a bit more like last week, but this time he's in the defensive half. McKernan's kick over the centre circle to half forward. Carey swamped. Silvani's done a top job. Bond's hand pass to Ratton. Archer, terrific hand pass to Blakey. A high ball to the 50. Longmire is there. Paddles it up the ground. Silvani goes for the boundary line as he found it. Yes, he got enough on it. The ball's safely out of bounds for the Blues.
Both John Longmire and Wayne Carey have had to put up with some pretty close checking tonight. On a couple of occasions like that one, I thought the umpire was pretty lenient in letting the Carlton defender get away with the scragging.
Comes to Hannah. Round the boundary line to centre wing. Bradley taken off the ball by Scott. Bradley in for a second effort. Clappe been pretty quiet tonight. Craig Bradley doesn't bother handballing, just kicks it every time. Spilt by Mickey Martin. Spalding's kicked 3 goals. He's been terrific. Blakey. North desperately need the next goal. Umpire comes in and will ball it up. 73 to 41. Blues in front.
Blakey wanting one around the neck. Not paid. As Drew said, next goal so important here. You reckon if Carlton get it, they'll close it off nearly. If North get it, we're in for a tremendous finish. Sweeping handball by the Kangaroos. By Blakey and Mackay straight to the boundary line and out.
There's no doubt that North Melbourne has lifted their work rate greatly. They're just getting a couple of odd mistakes, a couple of skill errors at the wrong time that's impeding their charge back towards the Carlton score.
Madden lays it down, wanted Whitehead. Quick kick through by the Blues, or Martin did well to recover. Handball, found Laidley. Laidley found Blakey, normally kicks the ball long distances. Up towards half forward, well done Christou. Out of play again. So Silvani, Mackay, Christou have found the boundary line in the last minute and a half as Carlton are hanging on.
Well, right now you'd probably say that both sides are going pretty evenly. Keith Gregg, dual Brownlow medalist for North Melbourne, a great champion, a premiership player. But North Melbourne have got to do better than just drawing even. They've got to go ahead.
Carey gets rid of Silvani. Wayne Carey, 30 metres out, has missed it. Oh, you put a fortune on him kicking that. He is still goalless tonight. He's fresh off a game last week against the Eagles where he failed to get a goal. And that's incredible. Just 2 behinds tonight to Wayne Carey. Christou's kick comes to the back. Carey's recovered. He's about 80 metres away from where he had that shot for goal. To Scholl. Kick by Scholl inside the 50. Christou waits. Didn't attempt the mark. And will take the free kick. Punch to the ground. That's against John Longmire.
So North having most of the football but unable to erode this lead. They've just got to get a couple of goals in a hurry in what's going to be a pretty low scoring game, you think. 11-6 at the moment. Silvani got it, gave it to Bond. Bond wide, Hannah and Blakey. Blakey having a reasonable term here. Mackay the boundary line out of play. So the Blues without a goal in 16 minutes of football. Dennis Pagan, his coaching staff around him, looking at the board. Carlton are 31 points in front. They led by 45 at one stage, their biggest margin. Hannah, very good game tonight. Archer hates the decision, but Hannah's going to get it. Between half-back and centre wing. Goes in the Kernahan direction. He really set this game up, Kernahan, in the opening quarter. Very good mark. Not too often Mickey Martin gets turned inside out, and that's what Kernahan did tonight. Goes to Spalding in the pocket. And the Duke has been very, very good. David Parkin, 3 times a premiership coach. Kernahan yet another grab. 5 marks tonight.
73-42. 31-point lead to the Blues. Christou, spoiled by McKernan. It comes back to Corey McKernan. He's kicked to half forward. Oh, Silvani beats Carey again. That has been crucial. And Wayne Carey is goalless and has had just 6 possessions. Williams on his own out at centre wing. Kick by Williams to Kernahan. Well done, Fairley. Scott. More free kick here. Robert Scott to take it. Defensive 50 for North. Straight up the centre. Looking for Carey once again. 2 Carlton players crashed into each other. Off the ground by Blakey. Off the ground by Rock for North. Inside 50. Longmire paddles the ball out. Blakey. Out to Carey. This time, nobody in the goal square. It bounces. Goalwards. Carey breaks his drought that's lasted 2 weeks.
And great work from Wayne Carey. He's been battling and battling and battling, and nothing was working for him. Not only that, Steve Silvani was playing pretty well, but it's just starting to turn for him. It may be like the turning circle of an oil freighter, but it's just slowly turning, and if it can continue to turn, perhaps the game will also turn.
Game tightening up now, 11-7, 7-6. Blakey's been good in this quarter. Schwass off the ground. Christou goes high off the ground. Going hard for it all. Good take by Laidley.
They're just sensing something, the North Melbourne players. They're collectively lifting.
Laidley's kick to centre half forward. Archer, Rice. Ball comes to ground. Koutafidis. Allison onto him. Taken by Archer. Rice. Tackle was good by Crocker. Well, as our old mate Robbo said last week with Essendon and Richmond, they haven't buried them, you know. They're only 5 in front. And the margin at the moment's 4. North have kicked the only 2 goals in this term. Koutafidis, advantage given. Fairly in the front spot, he'll get it off Kernahan. So North has stopped the supply for the moment. Blakey's kick wide, not so good. Silvani's got it. It was a poor kick by Blakey. Carey wanted it wider. Oh, smother. Over the top, surely a goal. Archer goes round, kicks it, they're back in business. They're back with a chance. The Kangas have kicked the only 3 goals of the quarter. 11-7 to 8-6. And for the first time tonight, this stadium's really alive and pumping.
Well, this is not a great kick, obviously, from Steve Silvani. Just tried to get a little bit cute there, and Wayne Carey leapt. And the turning circle just goes round a couple of degrees further. North Melbourne back with a chance.
11-7, 8-6. Archer, 7 goals in 2 weeks, 3 tonight.
Yes, another big performance tonight. He's kicked 2 goals from snaps in this 3rd quarter.
It's been terrific since quarter time. He got off to a bad start, but drew from within his inner resolve, and he's backfiring now.
Kick by Rock. Spills out towards centre wing. It really has lifted the tempo. Off the ground goes Clappe. Blakey. Rock has to wait for it just inside the line. Hurried kick to beat Bradley. Scott hits the ground running. To the 50. Carey!
The ground, isn't it?
He's a long way from goal. Goes the short pass, which is a shocker. And has gone, I thought, out of bounds. Grabbed by Scott. Scott! To the goal square. Longmire waits and snaps across the face of goal. Now that is out of bounds. Still there for North. Schmoss. Oh, good tackle. Bomb paddles. Ratton. Sexton. Sexton to centre wing, southern stand side. And Pearce takes the mark. A steadier for the Blues. Carlton 11-7. North 8-6. North 3-0 this quarter.
Peter Dean's gone to full forward for the Blues with Pearce up the ground.
And the ball out of play near centre wing for a boundary throw-in. Under 4 minutes left to 3-quarter time. North making their charge.
Right back in business. That lead was 45 points at one stage, back to 19. Hannah after it. Archer. And I think it's out of play for a throw-in. So not a goal to the Blues. They kicked 4 in the first, 7 in the second. Steve Vizard, one of the fans here tonight from Tonight Live. Fame, and fast forward. Handball by Scott. Left foot by Rock. North continuing to put the pressure on. Silvani played a superb game to Christou. Quick kick away to centre wing. Martin, a bit of a fumble. Smith clever. Mickey over the top, in trouble. Play on call, good umpiring. Now Madden, quick kick to centre half forward. Williams was he held on to. Ball comes back. Anderson's quick kick away. Wants the boundary line and gets it. So North are holding very firm here. Roberts back on the interchange, taking a message from Dennis Pagan. It's 11-7 to 8-6. The winner to play Geelong in the grand final next Saturday afternoon.
3-2 to 2 points in this 3rd quarter. Martin a little kick out of there. Koutafidis wrapped up in a good tackle. Umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up on the point of the square. Rain has stopped. We've had virtually non-stop drizzle all day. Hannah round on the left, inside 50. Martin gets back. Dean now on the forward line. Koutafidis traps it. Pulled off it when he didn't have the ball. Now, the closest umpire there didn't pay a free kick. But the man in the middle, Brian Sheehan, came up to pay the free.
Well, it's definitely there. Martin just pulling Kuta feet off the ground.
So Kuta, who's been a real burst player a couple of times this year, has kicked 3 goals in a quarter. This for the Blues, first of the term. Again, he's kicked into the man on the mark, this time Crocker. It's there for Hannah. He's taken out of it when he didn't have it. Umpire Sheehan pays another free kick. 73 to 54, and the rampaging Blues are definitely under pressure here in the third quarter of the preliminary final at the MCG.
Long way out, Hannah. Kicked a goal in the second term. Kernahan leads short. It's going to be cut off surely. Taken by Scholl. The circle is turning slowly. Carlton still in the box seat, but North in with a real chance. Crocker. Hannah. 16 kicks round the body. Off Scholl. Clappo there. It's had a quiet night. Laidley holds him up. Scholl Williams, 40 metres from Carlton's goal. Into time on, and they haven't kicked a goal in this third term. David Parkin calls it the premiership quarter. It's been Carlton's best term statistically this year, but North Melbourne's best quarter has been the last. Williams, going to get a free? No.
Holding it.
Against him. Rock's been all right in this term. Goes out wide. Gets to Schwartz at half-back. We're inside the last minute of the third quarter. He too kicks into the man of the mark. Must be 4 times in this quarter.
Well, it's a pretty simple ball. It's got the Merry Creek mud all over it. It's not the easiest conveyance to handle.
Spalding and Martin at the back. Rice over the head. Taken by Crocker at centre half-back. Plays on quickly. Not a good kick off the boot. Finds its target. King bursts through. Have they got time? Kicks to centre half forward. Not good. Sexton away. High ball. Back in King's direction with McKernan taking the mark. He's got to move it quickly for a North Melbourne goal. Probably too late now, but they've made very good inroads here. Need a mark. Need Longmire to take it. Couldn't quite. Siren sounds. What a good quarter for North, though. They chipped away. Gerard, 18 times this season. They have won the last quarter, North Melbourne. They've only been beaten on 5 occasions this year in the last term. They've kicked a whopping 118 goals in the last term. Better than anybody else in the competition. They still would fancy their chances at three-quarter time.
Well, they're going to have to produce just that quarter. I'm sure the neckties in the Carlton box will be getting just that little bit tighter. The face reddening there a little bit for Adrian Gallagher, another champion Carlton great. David Parkin would be going down. I'm just wondering whether he'd be thinking there's enough juice in the legs of Harry Madden to see the game out.
Just wonder if Gary Ayres will be making his way home. He said he would. The 5 or 6 are comfortably in front. I think he might be sitting tight at the moment, but I reckon he'd be happy with what he's seen in that third quarter. It's tightened right up.
It's been an absolute slog here, and there's no doubt that Carlton just tightened up a little bit in the way they've played the game. A few mistakes creeping in. North Melbourne, you could see it just slowly building, and well, we're in for a great final quarter.
Three-quarter time, the Blues lead 11-7, and look at Ayresy, fixed to the seat, 11-7 to 8-6.
Talking about the big one. Don't miss Australia's most innovative football program, Talking Footy. Monday night with the Brownlow medalist.
11-7 to 8-6, always looking for a sign. North have kicked 5 of the last 6 goals in this match. They trail by 19 points at three-quarter time. The winner to play Geelong next week. Madden revved his players up in a huddle just before they broke at three-quarter time after David Parkin had left them and had gone back to his position in the stand.
Carlton have reverted to the forward structure that served them so well this season, with both Kernahan and Brad Pearce in the square.
Madden looking for a free, he's going to get it. Just leant back on McKernan. Just how important this first goal is. Madden's kicked to half forward. Ratton half volley. Gets some space. Gets it well inside. Kernahan's got it. The captain from the front. Big kick this one now. 2-4 he's kicked. He's played very well though. Kicks from 30. Goes back. He's got it.
That's right. Ian Collins suggested he's Carlton's all-time greatest skipper because so many times in so many years has he gone back and just kicked the most vital goal.
Did it against Brisbane, didn't he, at the start of the last quarter?
Here we see it, Ratton, who's had a pretty good game, just getting the ball down quickly. Kernahan in front once again. He's been quite a little bit by Fairley, who's done pretty well. One gets the feeling he'll need to do it a couple more times this quarter.
Margin back to 25 points. Madden beats McKernan in the middle. Hurried kick out of there by Koutafidis. Up towards half forward. Blakey for North. Cross to the southern stand side. Oh, clever mark. Courageous mark by Dean Laidley. It was North's midfield which got them back in the game in the third quarter. Rock had 10 kicks in the third quarter. This is chopped off by Bradley. Bradley up towards half forward. Rice leads the race from Anderson, and the ball over the line and a throw in. Other midfielders for North in that third quarter. Blakey had 9 possessions and Scott 9, but Rock 10 kicks in the third quarter. Peter Dean back on the bench. He's had a couple of spells back there after being poleaxed in the first couple of minutes of the game. Martin and Spalding. Bradley and Schwass, and the ball over the line. So Carlton went in the free kick here. Free kick here to North. So Carlton went goalless in the third quarter, but importantly Kernahan got the first goal of the final term. A 25-point lead, but still you could give North a chance of coming back from here. Schwass takes it from halfback up towards centre wing. McKernan, excellent mark. Scott had to wait for it. Scholl in trouble. Gets it through the pack. McKernan to Crocker. To centre half forward. Longmire. Couldn't quite take the mark. King losing ground with the ball. Back to Longmire. The defence was sucked away from him. Johnny Longmire for goal. Gets it. Oh, just offline. Longmire's kicked 1 goal, 2.
Bench with Nichols and Freeborn there. Silvani to bring her back in. Down the centre. Sexton ripped it away from the North Melbourne opponent, which was Laidley. Comes wide to Bond. Bond at half-back. Squeezes it. Good kick, actually. Ratton's got it at centre wing. Did a lot of the hard stuff in the first half. Kicks to half forward. Going to ground. Clappe forces it forward. Hip and shoulder by Rice. Hannah was there. And also Anderson out of play, but at the wrong end for North Melbourne. They trail by 4 goals. There's one of the gold medalists in Barcelona, Mike Mackay, the awesome foursome in rowing, hoping to get back in Atlanta next year. On the ground now, Martin, Whitehead, Williams, clever actually, to get his boot to it, force it forward to the pocket, out of play.
Williams hasn't moved.
He's in trouble. Have a look at him.
Got collected.
Well, Crocker met him just at the split second when he hacked it off the ground.
There's a bit going on too with Koutafidis. It's a free kick, I think, here to Carlton.
Stretcher for Williams.
I think Koutafidis is getting a free kick. Didn't see why. Now we'll look at what happened to Williams here.
We just saw him holding his jaw, so hopefully he hasn't broken it. Wow, what a crunch that was. Back of the head from Crocker.
Folds his arms. Just raised his head a moment ago, Williams. But the other drama is that Koutafidis is going to get a free kick. Going to take Williams away from the interchange area, straight off the ground.
That doesn't look good for next week, does it? Holding his jaw.
So out of this match, Gerard, I mean, we can't jump to any conclusions, but she was a crushing blow, wasn't it?
Well, if he gets away without a broken jaw, he's a very lucky fellow when you consider that Fraser Brown is also going to be another one in doubt. Carlton could be going into the grand final without their two key centremen.
We don't know exactly why the free kick's gone to Koutoufides. As Williams leaves the arena, you can see the blood coming from him. He's just asking them to hold him up. He wants to walk from the ground. So the dual Brownlow medalist, remember, he's yet to win a premiership, Greg Williams.
He's just letting everybody know that he's all right, but only an X-ray is going to tell us that.
Koutoufides to make it a 5-goal game after all of that. He's given it a push and a miss. So North hang in, 12-8 to 8-7. Now Williams comes back, goes for a walk. Gee, what drama here now, 12-8 to 8-7.
Gee, it has been a final series of injuries, hasn't it?
So critical in today's football, but importantly for North Melbourne, they now know that Carlton are undermanned in the running division, or the small man division. Gives them another chance.
And they've got 16.5 minutes to do something about it. A 25-point deficit for North. Spalding down towards the pocket. Kernahan front position. Good punch from behind by Fairley. And the ball out of play. Greg Williams is jogging back around in front of the crowd behind the goals. Here he comes. He was carted off on the stretcher. Didn't go through the interchange gate. But I'm tipping that he's going to be ready to come straight back on. And listen to the mob. That's great news for Carlton fans. Because you get the impression if anybody is motivated for a premiership in this Carlton lineup, hardly anybody would be motivated more than Greg Williams. Christou stumbles to ground as he gets the kick away. Off hands it goes to Schwass. He's caught. Matt, good tackle. Glenn Manton, released earlier this year by Essendon and picked up by Carlton in the pre-season draft. And here he is looking the goods to be in a grand final side next week. Kicked by Manton. Kernahan caught behind. The ball is there. Grabbed by Anderson. Goes towards the southern stand side. Gave it too much. Out of bounds on the full.
Carlton kick from about 60. Koutoufides kicked a brilliant goal in the second quarter when the Blues were on fire. Short to Kernahan. He's got him.
Well, I haven't fired a ball in the last quarter in North Melbourne. In fact, I can't remember the ball being in their 50 all that often.
Carlton have responded, haven't they, like a champion team. Put under the hammer. They've come out running. Kernahan has hit the post. 3 goals, 5 to Kernahan. 12-9, 8-7. Neil Curley, Greg Williams. Curls, are you there with Greg Williams?
But yes, he's sort of working his jaw a bit. They're shielding him from us. They won't give us any information, but by the look of him, I'd say he's okay.
Blakey gets it, but sprays it to Hannah.
The attendance has gone on the board, 72,552. Well, that's in the region of 15 to 20 less than they thought they might get with a sellout. Rice, short pass, Spalding. He's kicked 3. Disciplined, centering kick. Pearce at the back. Clappe, been very quiet. And that's a ball up only 15 metres from goal. Well, fancy a sellout being only 72,000.
Still a pretty good turn-up, I reckon, Drew, considering the weather tonight. Here's Manson, smother, Ratton, quick kick, right to the goal square, gives Clappe a chance, he's taken it! Clappe from the clouds. He had the momentum, didn't he? Whereas the North defender didn't, unfortunately, for him. And you would think that Clappe's kick would seal North Melbourne's fate and set up a Carlton-Geelong grand final. Kicks from the goal square, puts it through. They've responded like a great team. And Williams looks like he might come back now. 13-9 to 8-7.
Well, he's given himself a medical clearance, and just to letting everybody know that he's going to be around in 7 days' time. But Scott was just sitting there like a wounded duck. There wasn't really much he could do. Clapper had the height and the momentum.
Plenty of jockeying for position in the centre square to make sure it was only 4 against 4. One in the middle by North. Hogg actually went backwards. Allison for North. We haven't seen North up this half of the ground yet in the final term. Longmire, a mark right in front. 35 metres from goal. Margin is 32 points.
Good use of the arm there by John Longmire, just keeping Sexton at bay. Gave him the vital yard, and he was able to take it on the chest.
So this for North's first goal of this last term. Behind. So Longmire, 1 goal, 3. And it was preliminary final time last year where North bowed out. It's looking a bit like it again this year.
Christou. Goes long. Madden and Sexton the targets. Good job by McKernan in the centre. Bond away. Did very well. Centre wing Manton. Koutoufides on the left foot. Spalding. Free kick to Spalding. Gets Mickey Martin. This hasn't been Mickey's night tonight. Spalding sweeps the handball to Manton inside. Sidestep, okay. High ball, Kernahan the target. Smith from the side. Bradley tried off the ground. Ratton in there. Little one off the ground by Schwass. Well played, Spalding. Brilliantly to Kernahan. Pearce. Goal to Pearce. He gets his second. Some excellent team play from Carlton, though. 14-9 to 8-8.
Well, it was a long wait for Steve Kernahan to see if he was going to kick his 4th goal tonight. And he missed out in the finish. As Brad Pearce pinched it from and he got his second.
12 minutes left and Carlton looking the goods. Ratton out of the middle across the centre wing. Hannah, another fine game against North Melbourne. Seems to do it every time he fronts up against them. Schwass a good punch away from Hogg. Free kick actually here to Hogg. I'm not sure what Schwass did then, apart from go for the ball and knock it away. Hogg goes the short pass to Kernahan, very wide. And that's out of bounds on the full from Fairley. Free kick to Kernahan. Well, maybe a couple of lucky ones here to Carlton. It's 14-9 to 8 goals 8. Kernahan centres. It gets to the back. Laidley. And taking it all the way to the line. Well, if North are going to make a charge back, they need to keep the ball in play. Clock stops at 11:32 left. David Parkin, disappointed 2 years ago in the grand final in '93. Nothing less than a flag will make up for it. Koutoufides takes clean possession. Hogg, well done. Gets it going goalwards. Tap back by Pearce. Kernahan, only 20 metres out from goal. Ball up.
Dennis Pagan looks on. He's done a mighty job with North. 3 seasons there. Hogg back to Pearce. Could almost kick this, Pearce. Left foot. Gee, that's good. It's a goal. That's it. It's going to be the Blues and the Cats in the grand final.
And if you're interested in their form this season, they only played each other once in round 12, and it was a crackerjack game. Carlton Just defeated Geelong that day 16-16, 112 to the Cats 15-19, 109. So it was only a 3-point deficit, and I think we're in for an absolute ball bite of a grand final.
Ratton across the ground to the wing. It's hurrying towards the boundary line. And out of play it goes. So it'll be 15 straight victories to Carlton, which equals a club record. And next week, if they can win the grand final, what better way than to break a club record? Armstrong under pressure. Madden, he stood right up to it tonight. Short of half forward. Hogg throwing himself in with gay abandon. Shoulder hand pass. Manton, well done. Back he goes. Ratton to Rice. Back to Brett Ratton. Steers the pass to the 50. Kernahan. Laidley clears for North. Harry, they yelled, but Harry dropped the mark, but will take the free kick.
One of the great personalities and characters in the game, and enduring figures. To Bradley, to Kernahan. He's got it again. He's played a magnificent game of sticks.
Well, he was captain of the club when they won their last premiership in 1987.
Kicked 7, I think, in a losing grand final against Essendon in '93.
So it's a pretty fair record for the captain nominated as the best ever for Carlton.
From 40 metres. Well, he's given it a big old hook. Out on the full. 3-5 and 1 big miss.
Just one for the football theorist, Bruce. Williams does look okay. Thanks for the live, dudes. I'll get back to that later.
Big pack here. Roberts, no, Crocker for North. Ball stays in. McKay's hand pass is good. Hogg. Centering kick. Mickey's there. And Martin has it on his chest. McKernan going past. Up to centre half forward. Umpire got in Longmire's way. Good defence by the umpire. Back to centre wing. Hannah. On the up to Sexton. He's got Dean in support. Kick a goal, Peter Dean. He gives it off to Manton. 49 metres out. Manton hooks it. Pearce. And through for... No, out of bounds. A throw in.
Now we're all sporting. Just getting a stretch. It's been good sporting. 3 goals to him. Swass held up. Good tackle, Ratton.
What was that stat on North's last quarters? They haven't kicked a goal.
118 in the season. They've won 18 of them. Not tonight.
What a night to do it.
The Blues all over the top in the end. What a record they're going to take into the grand final next week. Manton. Ratton. Fairley. Scott. Round the body. Kudafides, good mark. He's had a fine match, Kudafides. There has not been a weak link, has there, for Carlton? Short. Rice. Every player has made a contribution. 14 touches Rice before this. Wouldn't he love a late goal to top off his night? It's pretty good. He's got it. (16-9 to 8-8).
How sweet will this be for Dean Rice next week? Back from 2 knee reconstructions.
Jared, how sweet for the AFL too. I mean, you've had 2 teams with thumping wins. They're going to go into a grand final. It's the best even money bet you've seen in years.
Leave it to the bookies to decide who's favourite.
Still over 7.5 minutes left. 105 to 56. Stuart Anderson at halfback. Former All-Australian Teal Cup centreman. Towards the outer side of the ground. Past Kudafides it goes. Tapped on for North. Blakey. Schwass. Started like a rocket. Poleaxed Dean in the first couple of minutes. Silvani's done a magnificent job. And what a task it was to keep Wayne Carey quiet. Bradley.
He's had the roll on Wayne Swass in the last quarter. Hasn't had his most outstanding game as far as possessions are concerned. 17 kicks, no handballs. But like all Carlton players, has certainly done his job.
Great player, Craig Bradley. Centre of the ground, no mark. Contest at ground level. Bradley, 3 times best and fairest. Best and fairest over in Adelaide before he even came here 3 times. With Port Adelaide. All Australian. What more can you ask? Okay. Comes to Hogg. Kick and hope up to half forward. Punch down by Martin. Hannah's in there. Comes out to Clappe. Short pass, Kernahan. Back to Rice. Up to Hannah. 46 metres from goal. Pearce is there. Outnumbered 2-1. At the back, Manton. Goal! Glenn Manton, the Bombers reject, gets on the score sheet.
And aren't they celebrating now? And Dennis Pagan, well, there'll be a lot of things going through his mind. But just getting back to the theory of football, it's interesting that both Richmond and North Melbourne losers today. Their game plan is similar. Long kicks to centre-half forward and the long bomb. And so too was Carlton's last year. And whilst people are focused on the fact that Carlton's a lot quicker, they've also changed the way they bring the ball into the forward line. They now play more of a possession-oriented game up forward. They just don't bomb it to Kernahan, where the ball hits the ground, and the likes of Essendon used to swarm around him and take the ball away. They do value possession far greater, and with the inclusion of Pearce have been a far better side.
Oh, Bradley's kick lace out, wasn't it, to Rice? With a bit of mud in there as well. Rice having a good last term to centre-half forward, and so are the Blues in this last quarter, burying North Melbourne now. Anderson under pressure. Kernahan provides a shepherd. So in the last quarter, 6 goals, 2 to 2 points. That'll please David Parkin. It's an emphatic performance, isn't it? They're a great side, Carlton. 22 wins, 2 losses. They'll take them to the grand final. Ratton's kick. Dean, here's another one for Pearce. He's got it.
3 goals in the last quarter to Pearce.
And it's raining goals, isn't it, for the Blues? 18 to 8.
Well, the North Melbourne did incredibly well to get themselves out of a huge hole that they were in at half-time. But they just couldn't maintain the rage, and Carlton have regrouped and going on to a huge victory.
McKernan with a big leap in the middle. Down to Blakey. Carey takes a rare mark. Sweeps the hand pass. Freeborn. Out he goes to Allison. And Allison kicks it. Not enough. Sexton gets back there. Not even prepared to concede a point. Perfect disposal. Hannah at half-back. Up the centre wing for Bradley. Look out his trouble. But Schwass came too late. And Craig Bradley jogs back to take his kick. We've got 4.5 minutes remaining. And Carlton have more than doubled North's score. 117 to 56.
20th kick for Bradley. Gets to Hogg. Centre wing. Gee, Geelong and Carlton are going to carry some form into the grand final. 89 points the Cats won by today. The Blues are blowing it out now against North. Manson pushes forward. And you just sense that every Carlton player, including the Mansons, who are probably not the first men picked, are just adding and adding and adding to the fact that they'll all be in the team next week.
I think there's been a bit of desperation shown by a few that have been on the borderline. I'm sure Manton was pretty pleased with that goal going through.
Kernahan goes to ground. Can't be underestimated, Kernahan's performance tonight.
Outstanding.
That goal at the start of the last quarter, the catalyst for this brilliant performance by the Blues in the last term.
Not only that, he was red hot at the start when Carlton did get the run on early.
Scott's little one. Blakey. Like Scott and Rock had big third terms. Drew went through the stats at the start of this term. They accumulated in that third quarter. There's Spalding, who kicked 3 goals in the first half. For all their good work, they just didn't get enough out of it in the end, did they, North? Carlton players loose everywhere, about 30 metres away from this contest.
Whitehead bumped off it. Roberts goes for the boundary line, kicks it out of bounds on the full. That was too easy. McKay takes the free kick inside the 50. Juggled by Harry. The crowd rises to Harry. 34 years of age. Named All-Australian this week for the first time. And an enduring memory I have of the '93 grand final was Harry shedding tears after the game. And next week he's going to have the chance to make amends. And what a role he's played for the Blues this year. He's been absolutely superb. It was 85, 10 years ago he was runner-up in the Brownlow medal. Give him a rap, look what he does to you. Barely give you a point for that. Well done. And he's done that against a terrific athlete in Corey McKernan.
He'll be pretty pleased tonight, won't he, the big man? Smith goes wide, gets to Lately, 8-8, 18-10. Back into Smith. Good take, Koutafidis.
Just thinking that Gary Ayres would be sitting there pondering which player can handle this fellow on screen. Anthony Koutafidis, doesn't it make a difference when one player just rises and takes his level up another 2 or 3 notches?
They'll try and keep the emotion out of the game, the coaches. There's going to be a lot next week. You talked about Madden crime. I mean, if Ablett can finally win a premiership, Geelong for the 3rd time in 4 years in a grand final, 4th in 7. All those great players without a premiership to their name. Cooter again. He's just putting on an exhibition for us all now. McKay. Hannah's got his name on it. Couldn't quite. Goes to ground. Schwass's handball good. Smith from the back pocket. An old wobbler. Troy Bond takes the mark. It's got players everywhere. Have a look at this. They can raffle it. Hannah. Bradley and also Whitehead running for him. He's going to go to Whitehead in the pocket. Gets to him now. About 45 metres from goal. Gee, Carlton impressive here. 7-3 to 2 points in the final term.
Fancy North being goalless.
62 points the margin. A 10-goal game. Bradley again.
This is a hell of a victory considering Carlton were goalless in the 3rd quarter.
Bradley just calling them up now. Half volley. Whitehead. That's what Geelong did late in the game against Richmond today at Waverley Park. Ratton. And Schwass exhausted. Tried his heart out there to chop it off. But out of play. 8-8-18-2.
Been a great warrior for them tonight, Wayne Schwass. 20 possessions. One of the few players that were firing in the first half when they were in big trouble.
In the last minute here at the MCG, McKernan wins it. Scott gets the ball up to Laidley. Back to centre wing. Carey, little hand pass off to Roberts. He's lost it. Maybe another score coming up for Carlton. Whistle's gone. It's a Roberts free kick. So maybe North can actually manage a goal in this last quarter. They kicked just 2 behinds. Kicked by Roberts inside the 50. Longmire comes from behind. Madden was there in front. It comes to Sexton. It's going to be a free kick. Advantage. Running down the clock now. Hogg towards the wing on the southern stand side of the ground. Kept in by Scholl. No, it wasn't. Over the boundary line. And it'll be a throw in. The clock stops. 7 seconds left. It's 118 to 56. Well, they deserve it, Carlton. They won the home and away series by 4 clear games. And tonight, they get their 15th straight victory. There's Hogg. Ball out of bounds again at half forward. There's the siren. The Blues in the grand final to play Geelong.
as a coach. And Hawthorn in 78. Lines up again, Wayne Carey will be disappointed. Christou was good, Sexton very good, Silvani outstanding. And David Parkin. The disappointments of last year, the year before. It's been a brilliant season. The top two teams at the end of the home and away will play in the grand final. And for Dennis Pagan, well, for the second consecutive year, they've gone out at the preliminary final stage. But they are building a great club. We shouldn't forget their efforts throughout the year, like we shouldn't forget Richmond today. When we come inside the Carlton, the Blues. 15 premierships this club has won. They'll be playing a team very hungry. It hasn't won since '63. Apparently, they don't want us to go any further, which is a pity. We just want to hear the club song.
You'll probably hear it a few times out here in the main arena. And incidentally, the 15 premierships by the Blues is equal on top with Essendon. So if they can win it next week, they're on top alone. More premierships than anyone. 16 will be a big figure, won't it? Games straight, premierships won.
Haven't won one in the AFL just yet, but looks like we've just burst into the rooms down at Carlton, so let's just follow them down.
I think we've got the shaft.
Well, they're magnificent tonight, the Blues. Trying to look up the records today as Dennis Pagan goes away. Don't think, well, certainly since 1931, the McIntyre system, I don't think Carlton's ever played Geelong in a grand final. Which is a bit of a surprise. There was a quick look through the AFL book before the game. I know North haven't played Geelong in a grand final. I'm pretty sure, certainly since the Final Four was introduced in the McIntyre system in 31. No Carlton or Geelong grand final. Well, we've got it next week. I can't remember a more even contest on paper between two great clubs who had fantastic wins today.
They'll be selling some blue and white streamers and balloons next week. Both teams, blue and white.
18-10 to 8-8, the final scores of the MCG.
That's what I like about, yeah, that's the thing about football. That's what I